Chupacabra! Oh no, he's gonna try and kill me! It's a Chupacabra trying to kill me! Ah! Oh god! Oh, no. He's eating me!
Huh?
He's eating my hand!
Oh my god! Oh shit, who did this, man? Who did this? My identical twin brother who looks just like me? Oh, it was El Chupacabra. What? There's no way it could have been El Chupacabra. Who do you think could have done this obligatory channel mascot? I know exactly what I gotta do. See you, bench. It's the spooky season again, and you know what that means. It's time to watch some shitty B-movie slasher flicks and have a good time. And today, that shitty B-movie slasher flick to have a good time with is El Chupacabra, a 2003 horror film written by Brennan Jones and directed by both Jonesy Boy and Paul Wine, something like that. So I would go through the pair's directing history, but surprisingly enough, or not surprisingly at all, they both don't seem to have worked on much outside of the odd writer/director credit. But hey, this film can't be all that bad, right? Well, I can hope so, but I mean, the IMDb page has a 2.5 out of 10 and only 3 catalogued photos, 2 of which are of the wrong movie. This certainly bodes well. The film opens with 2 very shady fellows partaking in a somewhat shady deal. A Chupacabra deal. The Chupa peddler goes to fetch the beast and, surprise surprise, gets killed by a hand, leaving the buyer shocked, I think? What is this face? What is this? Is he happy? Are you happy or scared? I can't tell, but either way, the actor looks like he's having a good time. After staring longingly into this guy's eyes, we get our first glimpse at the Chupacabra's face. In that we get to see its big old floppy ear and some hair that's in some desperate need of shampoo. Come on, man, self-care is important. We then get to meet our hero and his cousin, who's watching the news under a car. Our hero, Sheriff Sergeant is actually just animal control, calls out his cousin for being spooked by a fantasy creature, which is disrespect. He disrespected.
That's disrespect. You disrespected. You watch. It'll suck the blood out like a vampire. Good. There'll be less for me to do.
One edgy line later, we cut to the library where we get to meet our final girl, Starlina? IMDb says that's her name, but honestly, after watching through this film a few times, I don't think any of the characters' names are mentioned more than once or twice, so IMDb could be lying to me for all I know. And a fun fact right here, Starlina is actually played by Alina Madison, who starred in this year's Evil Bong 777, a film series that's apparently 7 entries long, spanning back to 2006. It's even got a crossover film called Ginger Dead Man vs. Evil Bong. Film industry is truly a fascinating place. Back to the movie where Starlina, the author of a Chupacabra book, compares her book to the Bible and is grilled by, and get this, Dr. Goodspeed. Huh. The two argue about chickens getting eaten and syphilis when she steals the guy's book and is told to leave by the librarian from her own book signing, while there's a line of people who want to meet her. Okay. Back to our pest control guy, who's investigating a call about a monster in the most annoying character in this film's garden. Come on, lady, can't you see that this guy doesn't appreciate your advances? Reel it in, Cosby. So the next couple of scenes show us a lady freaking out over something in her garden, and our hero getting sassed by his boss for not doing his paperwork. Nothing too important here, aside from the guy really struggling to close the door behind him. It's pretty fun. Now we head back to the house of the freaking out lady, whose gangster husband isn't happy with her calling animal control because he's a manly man who does manly things, like never leave his porch and have a manly broken leg. What a man. After investigating the animal's body, animal control guy tells the lady, hey, don't touch anything, and that someone else will deal with it as he walks away with a small baggie with some ribs in it. That'll make for a good lunch. While he heads back to his van, he's ambushed by the author girl, who wants the scoop on the whole dead animal case because she thinks it's a Chupacabra. But nah mate, our protagonist ain't having none of it and drives away into the sunset. What a lad. Back to Dr. Definitely Not Evil Goodspeed and his sidekick, that one guy from the first scene, who are just hanging out looking through an inconspicuous window. I wonder what's through that window. Is there things? Let's find out. in like 50 minutes. Gotta have a big plot twist somehow. Our devilish duo spend the rest of their day, and subsequently our time, walking across this bridge for what feels like an eternity. Yep, still going? Alright, we got like another minute of this. Not fun. We find out that Dr. Goodspeed is mad that the Chupacabra his sidekick went to buy escaped, and orders Mr. Leatherjacket to go and get it back for him, thus creating our secondary conflict. We return to our protagonist, who's trying to use his sweet-talking skills to get into an animal morgue, but sadly he gets rejected by the receptionist. Thankfully, good old author girl pops up out of nowhere to help a brother out, and Animal Control Andy finally lets her join the team, thus creating the greatest team-up since Ginger Dead Man vs Evil Bong. Yes, I'm still on that. While the duo do their detective work, we get to see what that super annoying lady from earlier is up to, and Rutro Raggy looks like her dog isn't behaving, so off into the night she goes in the hopes of sorting that ragamuffin out. Oh no, it's a bloody Chupacabra! Run, super annoying lady, run! Before she could get too far away, the Chupa manages to catch her and drags her off screen for our first character death of the movie. Oh man, she was definitely not my favourite. Following the death of #1 worst girl, we get to meet two copy lads who do cop stuff. They arrive on the scene to find that the girl's body was used as a canvas for a Jackson Pollock painting with some salami chucked on top. And after some top detective work, they discover that the blood was sucked from the victim, which could only mean one thing: El Chupa Vampire. Our two protagonists arrive on the scene and are promptly told to fuck right off. While they drive off, we get a good old exposition dump where we find out that the Chupa feed on goats where goats are common. It may be weak to light, and it's telepathic, which explains their big old noggins. Oh boy, we got ourselves a good old telepathic vampire Chupacabra. Yay! We cut back to the truck from the beginning of the film, and that one bad guy who works for Mr. Science Bloke. He opens it up to find the Chupacabra seller, who apparently isn't dead, but could really do with some medical attention on account of him not being able to feel his body.
I can't feel my body.
That's probably not good then, mate. Could do with some Savlon. Our dying friend gets roasted by the evil sidekick who decides to kill him after giving a speech that Edgar Allan Poe would be proud of. Our heroes spot this while driving by and pursue Mr. Leatherjacket on foot, getting wiped the fuck out in the process. Look at that flip, dude! Big ups to the stunt double for that take. That's some good shit. The bad guy manages to get away, leaving the two with a dead body, which is a bit of a bummer. Unluckily for them, Mr. and Mrs. Police People arrive and chat shit before they investigate the horrifying truck. Alright, calm down guys, you've seen literal dead bodies before, but you're gonna pass out at the sight of a fog machine and some chicken nuggies? Come on. So it turns out there's a $5 million bounty on the Chupacaruba's head, and our main character's cousin, this guy, is all for it, rubbing blood on his face and shit. You only look a little crazy there, mate. Reel it in. Not only does Bloody Face here want the cash, but so does Mr. Leggy Brokester, who is still chilling on his porch with the boys trademark. It's time for another exposition dump. Yay! Long story short, the telepathic vampire Chupacabras are aliens and also the missing link or some shit. I don't know, this is dumb. Do I really need to tell you that at this point? Let's go check in on the cops, who end up meeting a very nice bum.
The motherfucker went down there! He's got red eyes and shit!
All right, lady.
Shoot
All right, get the hell out of here.
Ah, who are we kidding? If this guy had $1 for every time he acted like he was on the wire, he still wouldn't give anything to this homeless person. But enough of this dickhead. Let's go back to our broken leg buddy, who 46 minutes into the film has finally decided to move off his porch. Good going, mate, you did it. I'm bloody proud of you. But his victory is short-lived as, what's that up in the tree? It's a bloody Chupacabra, mate. It's a Chupacabra right there. He looks like he's having a great time. Oh, yeah, also, rest in peace, broken leg guy. He died how he lived in the general vicinity of his front porch. Also, hey, cops, maybe take this guy to the hospital? He's definitely not dead. He's breathing. He's not dead. In an unfortunate turn of events, our pest control pal gets fired, and to add insult to injury, it looks like his cousin done did get Chupacabra'd. This causes our main character to go rogue and vow to take down El Chupacabra. After a few minutes of all the characters making their way to the scientist lab, we return to that iconic evil people window. But what's actually behind it? Are there things? Let's find out. Oh fuck, it's El Chupacabra! So Dr. Goodspeed shoots El Chupacabra, who is El Chupacabra's love interest, in order to lure El Chupacabra to his lab. After shooting the poor thing, he goes ahead and sets a self-destruct sequence on his lab that will release cyanide into the air for shits and giggles. Not really sure why he did it, and at this point, I don't think he's too sure either. This doesn't entirely go to Dr. Goodspeed's plan, as the Chupacabra shows up and kills him. What do you expect, man? It's been killing people for no reason. And you shot his waifu. Our main character gets shot in the leg by dickhead cop number 1, but don't worry, he walks it off. The greaser cop gets munched on by a Chupacabra, and his partner gets a tranquilizer dart to the chest, leaving our two heroes alone with the Chupa twins and that one evil sidekick guy who's apparently still alive. Author Girl manages to turn off the self-destruct sequence, while ex-Animal Cop does his best impression of Malcolm from Jurassic Park. All of our remaining characters end up in this room where the evil leather jacket guy tells our protagonist to sod off and then he takes the Chupacabras. Hooray? A happy ending? The film ends with the evil sidekick bloke riding off into the sunset in a van with some Chupacabras in the boot. He also picks up a hitchhiker because that's just the kind of good guy that he is. I guess. So that's El Chupacabra. It's not exactly a good film or anything, but it's a fun time. Kinda like The Room in Troll 2, this film manages to unintentionally hit that so bad it's good level of film. So if you want to just put on a goofy horror film to watch with some friends this Halloween, then check out El Chupacabra. There's a chance that you might have a good time. Or, you know, you could hate it. Hey, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please share it with your friends, family, or creepy neighbor, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Just want to say a huge thank you to my Patreon supporters, Stephen, James, Stuart, Jace, Moonspirit, Andre, Corey, and Harvey. If there's anything you liked or didn't like, be sure to let me know in the comments down below, or tweet me at Snooping Turtle. Also, if you want to watch more videos of me doing dumb stuff, then you can check out this video I did for Ratchet & Clank Size Matters, or this one I did for The Nightmare Before Christmas, Oogie's Revenge. That's all from me now. I hope you have a lovely day. Bye-bye.